Having a wonderful morning. Let's get this day started. Pre-market, we had a nice little pump. I'll do a little recap as always. Let me just get some stuff in first. Oh, my mic's still. Okay, we're all set up. Let's just do a quick pre-market recap, right? What do we have right here? Nice little pump right in the pre-market from like 7 o'clock. Perfect pump. We are pretty much becoming bullish at this point again. Daily and 1 hour charts have been bullish overnight. Nice little range bound, pull down, push right through that range. We're seeing a little struggle at that previous high, right, from yesterday. And that's what we're going to be watching out for. But I think once we get to market open, good morning, Chris. Yeah, so once we get to market open, we should see a nice little pump up. We have been trying to push it up, especially on the hourly charts, and the daily charts is giving a nice indication as well. Like if I pull up my algo chart right now, right, you'll see perfect move. Obviously, I don't trade the pre-market, but if you guys were, because I know a lot of you guys do, and a nice alert right here. Nice big move. Hit all three targets without pulling back. A nice 9-point move, which is awesome. So right now, I'm hoping either one, we're just going to continue this uptrend and we can get some nice delta scalps, or two, we can see price pull back down and then potentially get in for another alert, hopefully. If not, we're going to have to wait it out. But right now, I'm just going to be going for those quick scalps to see how market reacts when it opens. So yeah, that's my plan for today. Quick delta scalps for one to 2 points, and then nice little pullback, and then entry for that. That's my next plan. And then today's breakout, it will be contingent on how the market forms, because if it creates a really big range, then I might sit out of it. But if it doesn't, then I'll be good to go. And again, I will always be waiting for that second breakout, never the first one, because the first one has burned me more times. So just looking at the probability and statistics, going for the second breakout is more beneficial for me. For some people, it might be different, but for me, second breakout's always the best one. So let's see how it reacts, right? Let me pull up the other one first. And I will start looking at crude oil again now. It has been making nice trendy moves. So it is up on my charts. I will be keeping an eye on it. We have been getting some nice alerts for crude oil, will not lie. It's like even in the overnight, because crude oil is the one thing is like you don't have to wait for the morning session, right? Crude oil you can trade around the clock and you'll still get nice moves. And especially since it's still trading under $50, then we're perfect with it, because like the moves are nice moves. It's not nothing sporadic, because when it was like trading at like 60, 70, 80, that's when price was dropping like 20 ticks, 40 ticks out of nowhere. So this is a crude oil chart. Nice alerts, nice easy movements. Let's measure out this move that came out around like 6 a.m. Nice move for 30 ticks, so that's 300, right? With one contract. So yeah, we're gonna be waiting it out. We have about 1 minute till market open. Nice little volume piling up today. I like to see that happen. We did bounce off our key level pretty much a couple of times, so I'm not going to be playing the key level today. Unless it's one of these, because it hasn't touched it. Or one of these up here, right? We are open. Let's see. We should see nice pumps to the upside. As always, we're going to be chilling for the first 15 minutes unless we see like a nice alert pop up. But other than that, we will just be chilling for the first 15 minutes and letting the markets do its thing. And then we'll enter after that. Nice strong delta bar forming at the moment. Let's see if we can break through that pre-market high. Good morning, Dragon. It's interesting to see that gold is pushing up higher as well right now, while ES is trying to push up. Usually they try to work as an inverse, right? So that's always very interesting to see. NQ is still pretty strong in the 1 hour. It's finally trying to make that push to the upside. Same thing with the ES. Yeah, right now pretty much we got to the pre-market high and we're trying to like bounce back down a little bit. Sellers are stepping in on just a little bit. Nothing crazy at the moment. So I wanted to break through that pre-market high. That's a definite good indication of us trying to push higher. So that pre-market high was around 34.03. So just have that as a marker in your heads or on your charts if you want to draw it out. Getting a little weaker. It's only been the first 5 minutes. Not even complete, right? Hopefully this could be the pullback that we wanted. Right, we gotta be prepared for all types of moves in the market. Doesn't matter which way I think it's gonna go, matters which way the market's going. So let's see. We'll get a nice little pullback. I'd like a nice entry to the upside because overall, like I'm looking at the top, I do top-down analysis every morning, right? Toadman XTRO Manstro? Oh, Toad Manstro? Yeah. Yeah, it is a scary movement right now, but I think we're in good hands still because like looking at the higher time frames, we really are trying to make that bigger push to the upside. So I think this might just be a little bit of a pullback. That's why I kind of sit out in the first 15 minutes, just because to avoid these false movements or anything and get trapped. Especially since the way the candle's forming, right? Nice little doji formation. It's not a doji essentially because, but it is like a spinning top and something we have to pay attention to. What I'm hoping, honestly, would be best case scenario would be price to push down to the 200 EMA right around 33.89. And then from there, we could go for a bounce play. After we see some buyer confirmation here, that's when I would want to get in and go long. Because we do have potential. We do have potential, I will say that. But again, if it wants to completely just plummet, it can do that, right? We just have to be prepared for whichever way it wants to go. pretty much we might, again, this might create our morning range right now. We might just be stuck in it for a little while. Two reasons why this is happening: we're very close to our key level. Two, we at that yesterday's highs, right? And yesterday's highs were around, be exact, yesterday's highs were 3,400, like even. So we are approaching that even mark at psych level. Very important. Whole numbers in the ES and NQ, mainly on the ES, right? They act as little psych levels for people to think, hey, we should have some resistance at every $100, and we see the same thing at every $10. So this is very normal, but it's something we break through, right? We just hit that initial resistance, and after that, we end up breaking through. Man, I think I need to start drinking some more tea instead of coffee because my throat, I think, due to the weather and everything. But that's besides the point. Let's see. Yeah, we should get. I'm hoping for a nice little pullback. I wouldn't mind a pullback right now. Like, we made a nice pump up right here. Nice pullback. Continue the move. Love to see that happen. Please do hit that like button, guys. Make it turn blue. Would really appreciate you guys. You know that. Really trying to grow this channel. We're super close to 100 subscribers. We're at 95 right now. That 100 would be very nice. But right now, for the next like 8 minutes or so, we're just gonna wait it out. No trades. Take my hand off the mouse just because I want that morning range to finish, and then I'll take a trade after that. Oh, I'm sorry. I put it on mute just because I was like, had to clear my throat. Sorry about that. But what I was saying was, yeah, the put call ratio is an interesting way of looking at things. But something you do have to keep in mind is that those ratios can change pretty quickly based on what price is doing, right? That's why always understanding how the market's moving will be your best friend because options are based on price. But let me know how it goes, man. Like that is a very interesting way of looking at things. So I'm kind of intrigued on to see how that works out. Keep me in the loop with that. There's more put options than calls before too. Okay, that'll be interesting. In my opinion, I don't see a drop happening. I think we're just gonna see a pullback and then continue the move to the upside because like me looking at all the higher time frames, right? Like here, let me pull it up. Like let's look at the daily time frames, right? Daily time frame right now. We're finally making that come back up, right? We're just seeing that resistance and those puts come in most likely just because we're hitting that 3400, a nice level. So they want to take that bounce off of that, but I think we should still be in good hands because one, our algo is giving a nice alert. Higher time frames, we know momentum, it's going to pick up. Let's look at 4 hours. Been slowly recovering, trying to pick up. 1 hour right now. It's saying because it already hit the first two levels, right, for the algo in the first, and hit level 1, hit level 2. It's level 3 targets at 3412. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. And then we go to 30-minute. Nicely pushing up. We didn't really break below anything yet. And we're in the 5 minutes right now. We had a nice move. Pre-market, but I think we're still in good hands. So Codemastro, I use two different charting platforms because one I prefer using TradingView because that's a platform I really like. It's just order execution on Tradeovate is a lot better because I can have brackets built in. Like I can set all these brackets and have all these for different types of moves. And order execution and having the brackets is the main reason I use Tradeovate. But for all my analysis, I pretty much use TradingView. When I trade stocks or anything, it's through TradingView. And yeah, because I can link my Tradeovate to TradingView, but they don't have the brackets in it. If TradingView had the brackets, then I would simply just be using TradingView the whole time. And I just like the fact that Tradeovate, like their whole analytics that they provide you, right? Like once we take a trade, it'll tell us everything. I can track it for like the whole month, past week, see my performance, do my journaling. So that's one of the reasons I use Tradeovate for this. And another big reason is because I built out the algo on the TradingView platform and I can't really have it for Tradeovate. So that's why I use TradingView. And different platforms have different perks, so it's nice. And I have like 4 screens in front of me, so I have enough space for me to look at all of them. Pretty much, guys, I'm gonna draw out the morning range right now just so that you guys have it. So we'll see if we can break out of this the first time, and then we'll try to go for the second dip, or if it can pull back to the top, right? This could just be the initial sell-off at market open, and then buyers can finally step in. This could be that little pullback. Because in my personal opinion, right? Again, personal opinion, my analysis, we should still be in the good hands to go to the upside. But again, anything can happen. We just have to be prepared for everything. So everything you say about the option strategy is just only a theory. Okay. I mean, that's how everything starts, right? Everything starts as a theory and then we build upon it. So we'll see. I mean, after you practice it for a while, because you said you're just trying it out right now, right? So it's pretty new still. Once you start trying it out, seeing some results, just keep me in the loop after that. We'll see how it goes. Again, I'm always open to learning, right? I'm never like, hey, this is the one. Like, I have to stick with this because markets are changing and so do I, right? That's why I'm always trying to keep myself in the loop with everything, trying to learn everything because you never know. Some things might be able to be mix and match and work out even better. Again, this is the morning range. We're going to see if we can get a nice little breakout of that. That'd be very nice. And again, for these breakouts, I wanted to break below for the first time, and then I'll go in for the second one for a quick scalp. And right, for the moment being, the sellers are in control. Price is still trending just downwards, just a little bit, right? We're still holding above our key level. Kind of broke through just a little bit, but still buffering around back and forth, just like we did in the overnight session. That's our key level right here, around 33.96. And that's where price kind of just hit, fluctuated, fluctuated, came down. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Trying to see if any buyers want to step in. Let's see what's happening in the markets by news, right? Let's see. Stimulus negotiations still continue, and they're waiting on Powell as well. So that's one thing. That's a big thing. And they say advisors see Biden win and stock market volatility ahead. I mean, yeah, that's guaranteed. Any presidential election creates nice little volatility, right? Because they're worried about their long-term future. So right now we're about getting close to breaking out of that morning range. But again, we're going to go for the second test. We're not going for the first test because that's when we get burned the most. Like I said, statistics matters when you're trading. And if it wants to push through, I'm going to let it push through. I'm not going to be like, oh, I missed out on that, because I'm trying to put the odds in my favor every single time, right? So let's see. That's an interesting headline to read. Coronavirus live updates. White House blocks FDA vaccine guidelines. Ay, ay, ay. Let's see if we can get that little quick push through, pull back up, and then I'll go for that second breakthrough, right? That's my game plan for at the moment. And you guys know I like to speak about it before I enter. That way I'm prepared. And I'm reading the markets, everything that's in my head. You guys here now, like just watching it, waiting for that breakout. No, not gonna force anything, not gonna rush anything. Simply just patience, right? Patience is the biggest part of trading. And I don't know about you guys, but I think around me, my friend told me that the movie theaters are like closing completely. I think it was like Regal Cinemas maybe, or let me check. Yeah, so Regal movie chain will close all 536 US theaters. So that's kind of ridiculous, right? Like they were a good place to watch movies. And I have one pretty close to my house too. That really sucks. So we got that first breakout right now. You want to see price pull back in, and then we'll go for that second one. Nice selling pressure popping in. I like that. Let's see if we can get price to pull back in to our morning range, and then I'll go for that quick breakout after that. I appreciate all the likes, guys. You know it means a lot to me. Helps this channel grow. Sounds like a nice pullback. We do have some buyers piling up at 33.90 again. a whole number, 10 every 10 points. I think right now we're just gonna be pulling back to that 200 EMA. Let's see what Dragon said. Do you have the TOS delay on data? If I see the trend change, okay, I'll let you know. I'll type it out in the chat as well if I see a trend change. And then we can test the theory out, right? Hopefully we can get some buyers coming in right now. That'd be very nice to see. But as far as pullback towards price, again, 200 EMA around that 33.89 is where I'm guessing. But again, this can happen always in a range, right? Just ordered an adapter for your second monitor. That's dope. Yeah, having two screens definitely makes it a lot easier. I have 4 screens because obviously I just need one for like the streaming one, and then the other 3 are for trading. One I mainly just watch the stocks on, and then the other 2 just for futures. Where's the breakout on the upside? Well, for the morning range breakout, if you're looking at it then that would be at around 402.75. 3402.75, that's where that would be. Yeah, my bad. I think when price starts to move, my chart starts to move like this as well. So I'm right here. We're getting some nice buying pressure coming in right now. Like seeing that. Let's see. The one for the quick scalp, I'll place my order right here since it pulled back up. Nice delta coming in here. So let's see. If we can break below this, I'm going to go for that quick 1 point from 92.75 to 91.75 for a quick short play. And then I'll go for a quick scalp on this delta bar. We are pushing up nicely. But I'm just gonna leave this order up here just in case we take that quick plummet down, right? Good morning, Chug. I think once we start holding above 3,400, we'll see this thing just have a nice rally up to the upside, right? Unless some sudden news comes in, that's the only time, but if that doesn't happen, we should be in good hands. Right now, before, like I was saying, it's gonna be a nice little pullback. That's what it's turning out to be, hopefully. Can't confirm it just yet. I need a few more candles. And to see the buying pressure step in, that's when I can confirm. I will try to get in for this candle as well for a nice delta play. Just gonna wait for the candle to finish right now and then I'll consider getting in. Actually, we might be getting a possible algo alert right here. So instead of the delta, I might go for the big play. So let's see. Let's see how it holds up. I'm gonna cancel this one because it's gonna be a little messy on my chart. So Dragon, I think this is where that trend reversal might pop in. So right at 10 o'clock, right? Let's see. Sorry, use your local time. That's fine. But I'm just going through the military time. It's 10 o'clock on this. So let me just let the candle finish. Let's see. Can it hold? Nope, not yet. We did not get confirmation on that one. So let's just go for a quick scalp one on this one. Going for a quick scalp play here. I couldn't get the confirmation for the alert yet. Price didn't confirm it, so we might get it in this candle. So we'll just have to wait and see. But right now I'm just gonna go for that quick 1 point play right here. It should be a nice quick pump if the buyers can hold. But we are testing that 3,400. Because it's still within the price range, right? We broke through 3,400 before, so it's not like we're gonna hit 3,400 and just pump back down. It should be a nice quick move the minute it breaks. Buyer should be stepping in. Nice delta move, nice volume. Let's see, can we hold? So yeah, my order entry will be at 33.99.25, and then I'll just go for that quick 1 point to 3400.25, and hopefully we can get that quick point right there. That'll be very nice. But again, I want to see that happen within this candle, right? I want to see that breakthrough. I don't want to hold it for too long. Like the volume here on the dome, nothing crazy. So I'm just waiting for that quick pump up, quick burst. Let's see if we're getting closer and closer.
Stop fill.
It just got hit. Let's see, can we push through? We should have enough buying support to get that 1 point. Let's go. Come on, just one, what is that? 2 more ticks. We should hit it. I don't see why I wouldn't. Let's see. Come on. We should hit it. I don't see why we won't hit it. Should be done in like that. Come on. I'm watching the dome. Buyers are in good hands at the moment, unless heavy sellers step in out of nowhere, which does happen from time to time, but yeah, that 3400 really pushing people away. We're really trying to take them out. I'm looking at the dome, like
Order filled.
order filled, quick 100. I will try to get in for my algo play as well. Just a matter of seeing. I think I want. Let's see. I'll play it out.
Order filled.
We just got in again. We're gonna ride it out. 3409. First target's at 3404.50. Second target's at 3409. Let me just make this real quick. $13.75 is the third target. Second target's at 3409 over here. And then depending on how the market reacts, I will be managing 3, 4. We should see a nice pump up. The minute we break through that previous highs, we should make a nice quick pump up. Nice delta bar in our favor. Love seeing that. As long as a crazy amount of sellers just don't step in randomly, I'm happy with this play. And I will show you why I'm taking the trade. My analysis, right? I got the buy alert on the algo, the enhanced trades algo, and pretty much first target's at 3404, second target's at 3409, third target's at 1375. Right now we're waiting for it to hit level 1. We're going to move our stop up to break even, and then we're just going to ride it out to level 2 and level 3. After it hits level 1, I'm just going to move it up to break even and then walk away, because then I don't have to worry about it. But until then, I'll be watching it. But it is a nice little setup going right now, so nice delta bar popping in. Right now, our main resistance points, these 2 points, right, at 3402, 3403. I think the minute we can break through 3403, that's when we'll see more buyers just stepping in, hopefully. Because right now we're still inside of that morning range. That's my only concern at the moment. I think once we break through and hold above it, that's when I'll have nice confirmation of, hey, we're gonna make that move, we're gonna push up. So that's what I'm waiting for at the moment. Even if we take our target out at the second target level, right, we'd have 925 profit. At third target level, it'd be 1400. Right now, we're just gonna wait it out. Hopefully, we can continue this momentum, pick that up, and have some buyers step in, support us. Literally hit the tick of that morning range at 3402.75, and then now it's bounced just back a little bit. So we're gonna see once we break through that, guys. That's really what's holding us back, right? Previous highs, we broke through that. Right now, that's where we struggled here. We had that pullback at yesterday's highs. Right now, pre-market highs, today's daily highs are at 3403. Once we push that, that's when we'll be in good hands. And right now, my target right now is at 3404.50. That's when I can move my stop up to break even and let it ride out. But if I wanted to take it off at the first level, that'd be 475 a profit. But I think we should be able to catch these big moves, especially since in the higher time frames we have been pushing up. And I hope, Dragon, you can let us know because we gave you that heads up, right? About the trend shift at 10 o'clock. Or whatever time it is for you, right? Let's see if this can continue. Come on. I just want, what I'm looking for, break and hold. Break and hold above it. That's what I'm looking for. Like, I just want it to break above, create a nice candle. You're waiting 15 more minutes? Okay. I'll check back in at like 10:30. So we just hit our first target level, right? So I'm just gonna start moving my stop up. I'll move it here for now. I want to move it to break even, but I think I'll just wait for the candle to close just because I don't want any quick movements. Nice delta bars, showing us nice buying support. That's what I love. I love to see this. We're hitting some resistance at our level, very normal. I'm moving my stop up to break even. And now I'm just gonna let it ride out. I have nothing to worry about now. If it works in my favor, works in my favor. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Can't control that, but risk management is my main focus. And right now, zero risk for us, and we're up 475 if I wanted to take it out right now. But I'm going for the big move. I think we have the potential to make that big push. You took 5 points. Nice, Enzo. It's good to lock it in. When I trade 3 contracts, I usually take 1, 1, and 1. That's why I have 3 take profit levels. But since I'm only trading 2 now, because there's volatility and everything, um, you know, I'm gonna have to be more patient and wait it out. So we'll see. I'll show you how it looks on TradingView, right? Nice and simple, nice, easy. We got our alert, got in. Now waiting for our stops at break even. So I'm literally waiting for one contract to get filled at 34.09 and the second contract to get filled at 34.1375. But I feel like if there is heavy resistance up here at 34.09, I'll take both contracts off there. But if not, I'm just gonna be holding. I want to see it pump up. As long as it continues its momentum, nice movements, I'll be happy and hold it. If it starts getting weak, that's when I might have to reconsider. But again, stops at break even, so I don't know. I don't even have to look at it. Yeah, so it really makes you understand like where the market wants to shift, right? The reason I built this is to understand to indicate indicate the pre-momentum moves. Understand where the buyers are piling up and where they want to go, or where the sellers are piling up on where they want to go. That's the whole reason I built this algo out. And that's why I love trading with it. I've showed you guys the backtesting results if you just follow it simply, right? We use our other strategies and like we mess up there, that's when we get affected. But again, everything requires some time. See, what was I gonna do? I was gonna check something. 1 second. Let me just pull this to the side. It is getting a little weak, but I'm gonna hold on to it. Let's see if we can get that second target. Might just take some time. It might try to scare us out a little bit, but let's not get scared. Let's just wait it out, play it out, and we'll be good. It is starting to pull back down just a little bit. Let's just keep an eye out on the dome for any big sellers stepping in. That's my only concern. If not, again, we're at break even. I'm not going to be worried. I will move my chair back, relax for a little bit. That is interesting. Might end up taking us out for break even, so we'll find out. We still have a lot of buyers piled up at not too much, but a good amount of 3,400. So we're right below it, so we should be good for our stop. This might just be a minute pullback. I want to like the pullback candles, right? And then we push up again. just to get the sellers in and then take them out. We just gotta wait and see how it finishes. You know, still got like 4 minutes left on the candle. But regardless, that's why we follow our risk management rules, right? When it hits level 1, we move it to break even. That way we don't have to worry. Right now, like I have no pressure on me, no stress on me because like if the trade doesn't work out, I'm not losing anything. So it doesn't really matter, right? You're waiting it out to get the big move. So and you're risking 0 at this point. So you're in good hands. And that's what really matters. Because if I was in this trade and I didn't move my stop loss up to 0, like break even already, then I would be like, oh shit, like should I be worried or should I do something? But now that it's at break even and I understand there's pullback candles like this, I can be okay and let it ride out. That's how we catch the big moves, right? There for our scalp, we got our scalp. We simply followed our system with a delta, right? Got it, got that 1 point, waited it out. Took a lot longer than normal, but how long did it take this time? It took like 3 minutes. Usually it's like a 1 minute play, but let's see. Price is a little weak, I will say that. But I'm really hoping right now that this is just a regular old pullback candle and then that we can continue to push up. Because we already know our take profit levels act as resistance levels and price bounces off of them multiple times. So that's the one reason I'm not worried. As long as we hold above our entry point and don't take us out, we're good. Yeah, man, today it actually time feels like a lot longer. Yesterday it was like zooming by. Today, I guess with the way price is moving, right? It's not like jumping up 4 or 5 points at once. And price is getting a little weaker, and that's because I guess we're still in that area from our overnight highs, the morning session like range, right? The morning 15-minute range. We entered in it, came back. So, and technically this would be like the breakout of the second breakout, right? Of the morning range. So we might actually end up pushing up. But again, I'm going to hold. I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm going to see how it plays out. Price was just a little weak there, but I think we should be able to, we should hit it. I think it might just take some time, but we should hit it. But if we keep struggling with level 1 too much, I will take it out and try to see if I can get it out at level 1 at 34.0450. But for that to happen, I have to give it a couple more candles. So we'll see how it reacts. But if it breaks through, obviously we're in good hands. Let's take that profit at 34.09 and then take that profit at 34.1375. So let's see how it holds. Let's see how strong buyers really want to be today. And this is one of the main reasons I don't like to have daily goals. I'd rather have weekly goals because some days the market you'll catch these big moves, and then some days you'll only catch like these quick scalps for like 1 or 200 or 300, and then the other days you'll get like 900, 1400. So it's like, what does it average out to? Is that's what matters, but not saying I have to get $200 every single day. Only goal is to trade well. I agree with you, Chuck. That is the goal. Follow your rules, follow your system, and just execute on it. Some sellers coming back in. They're gonna battle it out a little bit here. So the call size went to 1. Okay. More sellers stepping in. Yeah, it's just gonna battle it out right here because it is right around that overnight highs, right? Well, pre-market highs and that morning range. That's where price struggled before too. First 5 minutes, that morning range, morning 15 minutes, got right up to 3402. That's where it struggled. We're waiting for that breakout. We're just waiting for it to hold above 3403, right? Once it holds above 3403, we should be in good hands. We're just waiting it out right now. Now we're getting some sellers. Okay. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I think it's just a little bit of chop, a little bit, and then we should be pushing. Is in the higher time frames, like I said, doing top-down analysis. We are pretty much long, so I'm just waiting for us to hit our targets. It hit our first one. That I don't like seeing that candle. We had a doji candle form, a spinning top candle form. Now we're seeing a little red candle. We might get taken out. Let's see if we can hold. Yeah, if you're coming in like to say the new trader saying I'm gonna make a ton of money on this just because they saw one YouTube ad, then they're the ones that lose everything. But they're the one, like, that's how everyone starts though, right? Everyone gets that optimism and they think that everyone can make a shit ton of money immediately, and that's through the advertisement that they play, sadly. But the ones that really, they fail, but then like they're not giving up and they learn, that's when they really, start finally making some progress. The ones that understand risk management and understand how to control their emotions with trades, those are the ones that succeed. Like without a doubt, right? Because even if you follow a simple EMA strategy, as long as you're disciplined to follow it only when those parameters are hit, and you don't try to take stupid trades in between, you'll make money on that too. Yeah, Dragon, I don't know what's up with your systems. I don't really touch Thinkorswim too much. I use it for some data and some scanning sometimes, but other than that, I don't really trade on it.
Stop filled.
We got hit, guys. Our stop did get hit. Yeah, it definitely does take a lot of time to get the psychology part down, but that's why they say like the people that really succeed in this game are the people that spend at least like a minimum of like 1 to 2 years, right? See a lot of puts coming in real time. I mean, it took us out right now, so again, I had nothing to worry about. Is one, I was at break even, and it kind of actually worked in our favor because it hit our stop, but the price moved so quickly that it still gave me like $25. So covered commissions and everything. So we're still total profit. Just 110 for today at the moment. I could dwell and be like, hey, I should have taken it off at level 1, taking that 475 of profit. But my move was trying to go for the big move. So it's like I had to wait it out. What would piss me off is if it took me out here and then makes a complete bull run. Then that might annoy me a little bit. But yeah, I would like to see it continue to move a lot quicker, but sometimes you do have to give it that room to breathe and let it play out because sometimes we will just get like 2 down candles and then we'll have like a nice pump up again. That was my main concern. So we will see how this plays out. Exactly, Dragon. That's why you can't take profits too fast, man. That's the biggest thing, right? Especially if you're a new trader, you get so scared that, oh, I just have a little profit. Let me just take it while I have it, right? But then when they have their losses, they hold them. It's like they think, oh, it's gonna come back up. It'll come back in my favor, and they have that hope. But they have to realize you want to be cutting your losses as fast as possible, not your winners. You have to let your winners run and ride the plays out, or else you're gonna struggle. I think it should break above it, man. Like it took us out right here, and now it's starting to pump up a little bit. Al is always speaking now. I'm kind of annoyed by him. So Chuck, it depends on the system that you're using, right? Some if you're going for quick plays, and yeah, if you're turning a reversal, then yeah, it might most likely will hit your stop. But if you're going for these bigger plays and you need to give it that breathing room, right? If I trail my stop too much, I'll get hit on the stop too often, too many times. That's why I give it that pay. I just give it that room. This time it got hit. Now it went back up to level 1. This is kind of what annoys me a little bit. Pretty much went to match to match, right? Double top situation here. Really just testing that 15-minute range, right? That morning session, guys. I tell you guys all the time. Like, it tells you the key points for the morning. And right now, it's struggling right there. And aren't we glad we took out our position at our stop loss? Pure dump right now. This is why we follow our plan, right? Like they act as key levels for a reason. We'll show you right now. Like, look, hit our prices, buffered around. Most times it will push through, but again, we knew that they act as resistance point sometimes, and that's why we move it up to break even. And this is kind of ridiculous. Put call ratio is at 1.7. Okay. Was that before this happened, Dragon, or was it after it happened? Because if it was before, then that would be very nice to understand. But if it was during, then that doesn't really help us, right? So 1.4 to 1.7, okay. I mean, yeah, so thank God we had that stop loss set in place. Now it's, dude, now it's just going. Did something happen that I'm missing? Like, well, what's up? Like, 70% more puts. Okay. Like, what did I miss, guys? Like, is there something going on for this dip? Like, see. Well, we have Powell saying he needs help from the Congress, says that there's a low risk of overdoing it. Oh, he's saying that there's still a long way to go before we recover from anything. So maybe that's why we got the puts in. And we are just creating that little back and forth here. Nice little range. Same thing since like yesterday, honestly. Around this price point, at key level, we've just been crossing it, coming back down, crossing it, coming back down. If you never speak, the markets would only go up. I guess, yeah. Yeah, that's the breaking news on CNBC and everything else. Fed Chair Powell calls for more help. This is a perfect day to understand risk management. Because if we left our stop, right, down at 33.93.25, we would have got hit pretty quickly. For what? 6.5 points. But, you know, that's why I hit level 1. Take it out. Make it to break even and ride it out after that to catch the big move. Like if you look at the previous move, right? Let me draw it out for you. So this is the previous move around that came up, the alert that came around 7:15, right? These are the moves I love to see because it's like, okay, breaks through, pushes through. Okay, second level, we hit that resistance. Nothing too bad because once we hit that take profit level 2, our stop would be at level 1 and we'd ride it out. And this is a perfect move. Here, we hit level 1, we moved our stop to break even. We got hit at break even. And that's how we manage our risk, right? We follow the levels, make sure we're always in good hands. Yeah, that was a pretty fast move too. That's a lot of people stepping in to sell. So we'll see how it wants to continue for the rest of the day. But yeah, when I got the algo alerts, I love to see these moves. We have one forming right now. We might see some buyers stepping in. So let me pull my top step up real quick. I don't know if I trust this one, to be honest. I might have to. Dude, we got the delta bar, we never broke below it. We never continued the move. Instead, we started pulling back. That's interesting. Yeah, it did because it pulled back here overnight. Couldn't hold below the 200 EMA. Pretty much came down almost to the tick. but bounce back. A potential entry point for this candle, so we'll see. As long, my only concern is I don't want this to be the beginning of the chop. The chop is where I always get burned. So as long as that's not the chop, I will be happy. But I think since we did bounce off twice and multiple times in the overnight as well, right? We should be in good hands. I like the formation of the candle. I mean, this is still a good bounce off 200 EMA. Basically, 200 EMA is at 33.90. We're at 10 points above, which is good. But I want to see it if we can hold with some buying pressure. Dragon, how's the ratio looking at now? Are more calls coming in, or is it still put heavy? $1.62. That didn't drop too much. I don't know, guys. For some reason, I'm just getting an indication that this might just be the beginning of a chop. So I might not get in on this alert. I don't feel like the buyers are strong enough. I might be wrong, but I don't know. It has been going back and forth, and we started getting weaker candles. So it's like something I have to consider. Yeah, even though I got this alert, I just feel like this is the beginning of the chop, and learning how to read the charts is very important, right? Got the alert. We were trying to push higher, but I don't know. I feel like this won't be an alert that it crosses. Like, we'll just find out, right? In the next 5 minutes, if it does cross, that means it has the potential to make that move. If not, then this is going to be chopping around, and I'm going to be happy that I didn't get in. Yeah, that 3400 resistance is pretty big. We are chopping around back and forth around that price line. I'm not going to get in on this one. I don't feel comfortable with it. Yeah, I think it's gonna chop around for a little bit. Yep. This is just a chop, so I'm happy I'm not I didn't get try to get in on this. I mean, regardless, I wouldn't have because it never broke through our entry level. So it works out regardless, right? It would have been now it could have been like, oh yeah, it would have been nice to take everything off at level 1 and just get that 475 in the bag and have that secured, but hey, I was going for a $900 and $1,400 move and I have to play these things out. Right now, I'm just gonna be chilling, watching the market. If I find a nice Delta scalp, sure, I'll take it. If not, then I'm really not gonna be doing it. Right? It's not worth it. So unless it fully sets it up for me, I'll take it. If not, I'll have to wait. I did say I wanted to watch crude oil today. It's still continuing its previous alert, so we can't really do much about that. Gold hit the first two targets as well. Yeah, that 3400 level is really acting up now. I would give it some time. Buyers and sellers will fight it out, and then once we get that clear indication of who wants to stay in control, that's when we can possibly enter for long or short, right? And one thing we do have to remember is we haven't even broken out of that morning range and held above or below it, right? Price literally just, you know, tapped right below, but we haven't seen a candle hold below it. Same thing to the upside. We broke through it, right? But we haven't held the price above. Just been wicks every single time. Once we get candles holding above that 15-minute range, that's when we'll see a nice move. Did I ever hear earn to trade? No, I have not. What is it? Another funded. Okay. I mean, I like Top Step. I like the support I can get from them and how responsive they are. I don't know how earn to trade is. Maybe it might be better. Who knows? But considering I'm already funded on this one, I'm not gonna be interested in that. But if that's something you want to try out, go for it, man. But I think with the growth of Top Step and seeing that, I think there's gonna be more brokerages and firms coming in saying they want to fund people as well, as long as obviously they pass their rules and pass their rule sets. But oh, dude, it makes total sense to get a funded account because especially if you're ever starting out new or anything like that, right? Or experienced, it doesn't matter what level you are. You're getting somebody else's money to trade with, and then you get the profits from it. Like that's a good deal. They keep 20%, you keep 80. That's still a fair deal. And then once you make enough money, guess what? Take that cash out, just have your own account privately, and you know, trade on that. Then you keep 100%. Did I pass the top step the first time around? The first time around, no. I failed the first time around because I made stupid mistakes. And yeah, I had to redo it, and that's when I passed because that's when I realized, okay, I have to follow these rules. I can't just do whatever. And that's when I passed it. The first time around, no, I did not pass it on my first go. How much do you have to make in the sim at Top Step before you get paid? Um, for the sim, it depends on your account size, right? I think one of them is like 1,500, the other one's like 3,000, the other one is like 1,000 something, and then the 150K account's like something else, like maybe 5K. But yeah, it's different for each account, but they have it right on their website if you want to check it out. Powell speech, no time to give priority to U.S. deficit concern by okay. No, but yeah, I think Top Step definitely does help you understand discipline and following rules better because it automatically will kick you out of your trade if you break the rules, right? You go past your drawdown or your weekly loss limit or your daily loss limit,
then it kicks you out of your trade automatically. I think that's a really big thing that a lot of traders need to learn, and that's one of the reasons I like their platform. Dude, I failed on my first time because I was messing around, but if you stick to it diligently and do it, I'm sure you'll pass. And you have to understand the first time for everything, you're gonna be like iffy, you're gonna test things out, so it's like it's gonna have to happen. The first time you made a trade, yeah, you might have got lucky, but what about the few times after that? It might have not worked out. But now you're like getting that rhythm and practicing more and understanding the markets more and you're getting better at it. Same thing with them, right? You get accustomed to their system, you understand your trades. If you're a more experienced trader, then obviously, yeah, you're gonna have your strategies. All you're doing is just following that, just on a different account. You shouldn't have no problem. Oh, he blew up his Top Step account, dude. That really blows. I hope that was the one he was like doing like his practice ones on. I hope that wasn't his funded account because I think you guys told me that he does it on both. Like he has a funded account and he has a demo account. But so yeah, after you pass, you can take the 5K. I have done that, but I kind of waited until after I built it up even more. The first 5K that you make is all yours. After that, that's when they start taking the 20%. Because me personally, I like keeping my money in the markets. That way, if anything happens, I still have that room to play with. I mean, yeah, that comes down to opinion, right, Chuck? Like some people think that for them that might be their risk. For others, that might be their risk. It depends per person and how much we really want to invest ourselves. But me personally, I like to not risk too much. I try to keep it on that 1,000 level just because one, top step rules apply, and I think that's a fair like loss amount. Yeah, it would be a different story if I was like, say, oh, if I had like millions and millions of dollars, then yeah, sure, that would be a different story. But I'm just making money in the markets, making good income, being able to live and everything, so I'm happy. I trade stocks too, so that's another income source, and then I have real estate, so it's like not like I'm depending just on the futures, right? That's why I'm a bit more lenient with it, a little more. I'm also conservative with it, right? I think I've seen like YouTube show me his videos sometimes. It's like he's won like a couple thousand in a couple like on some days, but then he's lost a couple thousand some days. It's like does it even out? I mean, I wish him the best. Like I hope he's bringing profits. Hopefully his account's good now. But yeah, losing your account can really be a big deal. Yeah, if you're going back and forth like that, I don't know. Like you'd have to see how much happening. For me, I like to go for these quick scalps, and then I'll try to go for like the algo plays. That'll give me an extra couple hundred, maybe 1,000 sometimes. But then once this volatility dies down, I'll start using more contracts, and that's when I'll still continue. Because when the volatility was lower, I've had better performance. Volatility being this high, I am just more conservative with it. I'm a bit more worried with how everything plays out. That's why I dropped down to 2 contracts and then sometimes 1 contract. So it's like I have to tolerate my risk and understand how much I want to be able to lose, right?
We did get that little delta bar. I wasn't paying attention to that. But honestly, I wouldn't have taken it because key level, I didn't want to just bounce back and forth right there, even though it worked out, right? Let's see. The low of this candle was 33.9675. Low of this candle was 33.9550. So you would have got that 1 point. there is a lot of pressure that when you go full time with trading, right? That's why I tell people, like, dude, even if you want to, before you go full time, make sure you have other avenues of income as well. That's why I like to do real estate and everything. Like, I like to keep source of income because that way I know, hey, even if I have like a bad month here, because guess what? Sometimes you can have a bad month in trading, man. You really can. Because like, and I'm not a person that trades like the whole day, right? One, I swing trade stocks, so it's like that's always like coming in. Two, then I have futures, but you only see me trade that to like 12, maybe 1, right? But then after that, I'll be doing other stuff. I can't just sit at home and do nothing. I can't do that. I'm a person that always has to be doing something. My mind's always running. So definitely before you go full time, my recommendation is try to have another side hustle, maybe build that up depending on whatever your passion is, right? Everyone's passion's different. So going full time will mess up your psychology because you put a lot more pressure on your head. Trust me about that. That pressure is unreal because you think you're so prepared and it still comes. Because the minute you quit, you say you quit your job and then you start trading full time and then you're like, okay, and then you start losing some trades, you start questioning everything. You're like, well, shit, did I have quit? Should I try to see if I should go apply to jobs again? It's like, what should I do? Like, this week hasn't been well for me. It's like you got to really remember, like, what's your long term play? Like, you have to be prepared for those 1 week or 2 weeks that the market's just not going to work for you. Because your strategy that you built probably works for a certain type of market because one simple strategy won't work in all markets. Like I said, even the algo, right? It'll predict pre-momentum moves and everything, but when you're in the chop, it's not gonna give out proper alerts. That's why like, I make sure when it's market's becoming choppy, I don't like to trade the algo alerts. See when those pressures come in, man, you can't try to force everything so quick. Things take time. Like the stock market is not a get rich quick place. Yeah, it might happen to a one person, maybe every like couple years, maybe every year, who knows. But like, I mean, dude, that I feel bad for him. Like I hope that it works in his favor and he can get that money back. But if you're jobless and you're losing 10K, that's a big amount. Like I'm definitely gonna pray for him like right now to be like I hope he, you know, gets that back. That's tough. That's the one thing you have to remember when you start out. That's why I always talk about compounding interest, even in the course that I built, right? Like, I, I believe the link should still be down below. I haven't really messed with the descriptions much lately, but it should be there. Again, that course is free as always. It will be. But yeah, I talk about compounding interest and just understanding it. You can start off with a small account, but you can just grow it. It'll just take some time. See, that's the thing. Like, you can't, you're not gonna win 100% of the time. That's one of the key things you have to remember, right? Capital preservation is very important. I will agree with you on that. But just because you lost one swing does not mean that you'll lose every single one. What really matters is how much did you guys really backtest your strategy? How much time did you put into it? And when you're backtesting, are you just looking for the plays that worked out or are you looking at the plays that didn't work out as well? Because that's something a lot of people do. I've noticed that when I talk to them. They try to backtest, but they only pick the moves that they like and see that it worked. But I'm like, what about this play that met your setup, but it didn't work out? You didn't add that into your results. And I'm like, that's the wrong way to backtest. Especially in this market, I don't want to be like too risky right now. I'm more conservative in this market, but I will adapt. If the markets get a lot slower, like they were past couple years ago, like then it's like, hey, you can use more contracts because obviously price isn't moving as much. Because before, some days it would take like an hour to move like 2 points on the ES. So it's like if you had more contracts, yeah, you would. That's okay. But now it's just like it doesn't make sense. Yeah, this is you gotta understand we're in a global pandemic. So obviously that's gonna affect the markets. Anything that affects stuff globally will affect everything, right? That's the word global. So yeah, if your losses are becoming bigger than your gain winners, then that means you need to fix up how you're managing your risk and what your win like the risk reward ratio is that you're playing for. Because when I swing, my risk reward's always in my favor, so it's like even if I lose one or two trades, I'll still be up overall because guess what? The risk reward helps you out there. But it's just about being patient to find those moves. You really do have to let your winners run. That's really a big part of it. Yeah, then I don't know why I would have an issue if the 700 was very small compared to all your other winners, right? If you're consistently getting that 100% gains, what are you trading for 100% gains? Are you doing options or are you doing like penny stocks? You'll explain? I'll listen. Oh, you're playing on that volatility of penny stocks. Okay. That makes more sense then. Yeah, it probably wouldn't work right now. That volatility would be required. Yeah, and the fact that you're able to adapt to market conditions, man, that tells you that you're in a good place. Yeah, right now we're just pushing down. We're still in that choppy area, right? Still inside that morning range. You guys want to look. This is the morning range. Where is price? Within that morning range. If I extend it, you'll see. Never really held on either side. You're welcome, man. But yeah, dude, that's a big skill to actually understand because a lot of people don't adapt to the markets. They just think the markets will trade the same every single time, and that's when they get burned. Understanding when the markets are volatile and understanding when you have to start taking more risk or less risk is very important. Oh, dude, COVID, I kind of like, I mean, I hate that COVID happened, but for the markets, that volatility was pretty nice to play off of. Because back then, like, I was just, what I would do, since it was so volatile, I switched to the 2000 tick charts when it's super volatile, and I'd just be playing the swings up and down every single time. And oh my God, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful month. But I did sit in the computer a lot then because the moves were just too good. And it's super important for us to like watch the VIX, right? That's the index, the volatility index. Keep an eye out on it. Every week, just check in with it to understand, hey, what's happening with the market. That's an easy way to understand, hey, are we picking it up? Are we, pushing it down? Are we going to get a slower market now? But when I swing trade, right, I personally just trade like large caps and mid caps, a few mid caps, not too many. Maybe very few small caps, maybe like one or two here and there, but that's about it. But mainly large caps. I like the 3x ETFs and everything like that because they're like consistent. They make proper moves. They don't just burst up, right? Nice move right now. Do I want to go for this even though we already had 3 delta bars? We might get overextended here. I'll wait for a green delta bar to pop in. If it does, then I'll get in, but I don't know. I like to go for the first bars. Like those are the most effective. Right now with this market, since it's still choppy, we'll see what happens. The fact that it just hit the 200 EMA for like it was hitting it before, got close to it, but now it actually hit it. I mean, if it can hold below our morning range, we might be able to finally make that push. That is a nice play, man. That actually is a very beautiful play. Yeah, I feel like with penny stocks, if you're only putting in like 1,000 for each one, they're fun to play with because you're not gonna risk too much. But I don't know. For me, I just don't like touching them. I like understanding the theory of compounding interest, just putting money back into the market and reinvesting it, getting that 6%, 7% on every swing play or something like that, right? Depends per stock, the ETF. The percentage return will be different, but as long as you're, you know, still getting those moves and still getting those profits every time consistently, yeah, I think you'll always be in good hands for the long term. Because for those people that do try to get like the get rich quick, right? They're gonna put all their money in one play. That's when they don't know about risk management, they don't know about all that stuff, and they just put it in. They're like, okay, this should go up, right? Guess what? Tomorrow they just lost all their money. I do mess with options. I do mess with options. But with options, I'm mainly scalping them. It really depends on the market. When it's too volatile like this, and I just go for quick scalps. If I know it's nice and steady, then I will hold it. But the only options I trade are for a set amount of stocks, right? One, I'll trade QQQ, the ETF, obviously, the NASDAQ ETF, and still nice, steady moves on that. I love Apple options. I like Beyond Meat options, Facebook options, Amazon. Yeah, depends on the day. I don't really trade Amazon too much, but I like them. And then I stick with Netflix because I like these tech stocks. I understand them. I understand their business. I understand like what they're doing, and like, and I understand like the way their market moves. Yeah, it does get confusing, but you have to understand that you have to understand stocks first before you go into options, and that's the biggest mistake all these newbies do when they're starting out with options because they see these ads and they're just like, oh, I can do that. Yeah, if you're just copying the guy, yeah, sure you can, but guess what? You're also getting in later than he is, so he's gonna have more profit than you all times. Market timing, market entry is very important with options. So it's like learning the skill is way more important than just following some guy, right? That's why I created that course. That's why I even offer the algo, because then you guys have it real time. You don't have to wait for me to say anything if you guys do follow. Yeah, futures is a great market, man. I love it. You can get the same amount of profits. I think the best plan for people, what my recommendation, right, is for first start out with futures, build some money up, take that money and swing trade stocks after that, and that's when you see a nice rhythm to everything. Because with stocks, when you're starting out, you're not gonna be making too much on them unless you're trading the pennies. Yeah, I'm glad I found futures too. I have to thank my dad for that because he's the one that talked to me into trading futures. Like, you should really check out futures, like start trading them. Because he used to mess around with them, and then I was mainly just doing like stock stuff. I think it was like just do futures and everything. That's when I was like, you know what, let me check it out. And I was like, well, like I was like, you know, I kind of fell in love with futures. Oh, for my swinging, it's purely the algo. I don't use anything else. For my swings, 1 hour chart and daily chart, swing plays, I'm in, I'm out, I have my targets. I don't even worry about them. I forget that I have the positions up most of the time just because I have this take profits in and I have the stop loss in, so I'm never worried about it. What I will say to you guys though is for your long-term plays, look into Zillow. That's my personal recommendation. I think I got to make a disclaimer now because I kind of just recommended something, right? So again, this is all just for educational entertainment purposes, you always have to do your own due diligence before you invest in the market. I don't want somebody to be like, "Oh, you should have said that." And like, there's always people there like that, but obviously that's why I made that disclaimer and disclosure below, just to be safe, right? My personal opinion, I'm personally gonna get into Zillow. That's what I'm saying. This is my personal stuff. I'm just waiting for a little bit of a pullback on Zillow, and then I'll probably add it to my like retirement stuff and hold it out because I see a lot of potential for that company, man. Oh, dude, that's awesome. I'm happy he's finally at least getting his money back. Can't wait till Starlink goes IPO. Check that out. I haven't really heard that. Starlink is a satellite internet constellation being constructed in SpaceX. Okay. Gotta love Elon, man. That guy is a genius. Anything he touches will be successful. I mean, it might take some time, but yeah. No, I'm actually really happy that we do have him. Like, not, I will not lie. Like he has changed the world for sure. Obviously, his first thing was PayPal, right? That changed the way transactions work and everything. That was a big deal. And then now it's electric cars. And then he has all this other stuff, Solar City, like all these things, man. Yeah, when you invest in Tesla, you're definitely investing in Elon, man. His visionaries and his visions are the ones that are running the company through, right? His ability to bring in those fundings and everything, that's all him. Obviously, yeah, give credit to his like employees and his team as well, but like I'm just saying, we might get a nice little play. If not, then I'm just gonna leave for the day after this. I'll check this one out. Could get a nice little range action, right? Up, down, up again. No, it started getting weaker again. No, I'm not looking. I'm looking at the volume dome. Nothing crazy. This could. Yeah, no, I don't think it will. They can hold like this and push up. We might see a full reversal, but if not, then probably just a little bit pullback, push down again. But it is just jumping back and forth between that morning range, so you got to be very careful. Yeah, we probably will, to be honest. Chuck, I agree with that. Like that's where we normally see it, right? So we did just bounce off of that 200 EMA. We kind of didn't break through it, right? Which is nice. Kind of get rid of this. Do I dabble in crypto? Only when we had that big hype. After that, I kind of really didn't. Took my profit and kind of just never looked back at it. I think 2018 was the last time I touched crypto. During that big hype, bought in on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then after that, I just never touched it again. I might go for a quick scalp on this one. We'll see. Seems like buyers are really trying to step in. No, it will be in the future for sure. I just don't, I don't know. I have to do more research into it because when I got in, I was just like, it's all about the up. I was just riding the hype because I knew a lot of people were getting into it. So I just want to catch the hype train, get in and get out. And that's exactly what I did. But I didn't want to confuse myself with futures, stocks, options, and then crypto. It's like at one point it gets too much. I might get back into it later on after I see a big dip on it. But until then, I'll probably just wait. See if we can get a nice little. Yeah, I'll look him up. I'll see what it's about. We get that little push. Actually, sellers are piling up. I'm taking that out. I don't feel comfortable with that. More sellers were sitting on the dome than the buyers. Yeah, 4 subs away from 100, man. I'm waiting for that 100 mark. I'm really hoping that we can get there. Be very exciting. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it a day. I see too many buyers stepping up on the dome for this, and sellers stepping in. So I might just continue this little move to the downside. So we'll see, or it might just chop around. Right, it's still in that morning range. No reason to get in when it's choppy. I'll just have to call it a day with that 125 and let it be. But yeah, it was fun talking to you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. But if you're trading, wish you the guys the best. Get in those profits. But yeah, peace out. Enjoy your day.